So I know it's kind of hard to believe, but it's actually going to hurt your metabolism if you avoid foods. Meaning, if you skip meals, if you like to fast, it can really hurt you in the long run. I actually have done it before many times. I used to fast, I got great results. It was when I really saw the most fat loss, which was when I was focusing a little bit too much on that. But either way, my main goal was fat loss and fasting worked, but then I paid for it in the long run. So years later, I was struggling with burnout, I had thyroid issues, gut infections, all these things. And there's more that contributed to that than just simply fasting, but it was definitely a very big component, simply because I wasn't nurturing my body the way that it needed to be. While fasting can, yes, bring down your insulin and help balance blood sugar for a time period, it's also putting you at risk for not getting enough nutrients in. So the concept of being able to shorten the window of when you're eating, I totally get that, because if you're struggling with weight gain or wanting to lose weight and putting a little bit more boundaries on yourself, it can help you stick to that goal. But what a lot of people don't see is that it's restricting you to a point where you only have so many hours in a day to get those nutrients in. So what I mean by this is that we're already really busy. We already don't have time for getting enough meals in. So if I'm shortening the window of 6 hours to actually get all the nutrients in, it's really hard to get all the nutrients in. So if we're doing it in just one meal a day, so you get one big thing of broccoli, one big thing of meat, one big thing of carbs, whatever it is, it's not as diverse as we would want it to be, or as I would hope to be. And I was missing things like vitamin A, magnesium, good sources of protein. I'm not a vegetarian, but I wasn't eating as much meat. And again, some people will probably come at me for that because they say that it actually saves you time to fast because you're not having to cook as much. And I get that. I actually do somewhat agree with that, because it did eliminate the number of times I was cooking and cleaning, all the things that come along with it. But I also would argue that that's kind of part of the day that helps us disconnect from work and stress and other things, doing something that gets our mind and our hands out of the keyboard, I guess, so you're able to it can be a form of self-care meaning doing something that helps you support your health in your body so you can do more things in life to help others. So while I used to love fasting, I definitely don't anymore. And I've seen a turnaround with clients when we start to simply just add 3 balanced meals a day. When I say balanced meals, I mean carbs, protein, fat. Carbs being your non-starchy and starchy carbs. So maybe like quinoa and some broccoli. Protein, I recommend animal sources because they're so abundant in amino acids, but there are other non-animal protein sources as well. It's just easier to get all the amino acids that you need from animal sources, in my opinion. And healthy fats. So cooking with olive oil, eating avocados. Honestly, you can still have butter. And healthy fats are important for keeping inflammation down and for absorbing some of the nutrients. We talk so much about vitamin D, and yet we're not always talking about, well, if you're in the nutrition world, you might, but let's just say the random health magazine, may say something about vitamin D. They don't really talk about, well, you also need a really healthy fat source to be able to absorb it. And you also need magnesium for your liver to be able to convert vitamin D into an active form in your body. So in summary, having 3 meals a day that have carbs, protein, healthy fat, and then snacks as needed. When you do have snacks, I also recommend having protein with every snack, just to help regulate your blood sugar, and again, just getting more of an opportunity to get those amino acids in. Most women don't get enough protein. And then lastly, if you haven't heard me talk about it, you must be new here because I talk about it all the time. Make sure you get your morning mocktail in with your minerals, maybe some protein. I like to have mine with orange juice. It's a great way to support your adrenals, thyroid, gut health. And yes, I do believe that if you avoid foods, if you avoid meals, it actually is going to slow your metabolism down. You won't be giving your body the nutrients that it needs, it won't feel safe, and then as a result, it will slow its metabolism down to try to protect you.